This is why I train in martial arts. I don't know if you can see right here, but I kept these search terms as part of this capture just so you can see what this video is really about. So there's a young mixed couple trying to dine in peace and live their life, and some young black man has a problem with it and decides to give his unsolicited opinion while they're trying to eat a meal in peace.
Curry in a black-owned restaurant. Look at the curry. Wow. Y'all took, excuse me? Y'all together, like in an intimate relationship? Really? You couldn't find an old black woman? Like, you had to go that low to the lowest rung of humanity? If they're even humans, it's arguably that they're even humans. Like, are you that weak? Are you that weak? Because I don't normally interview y'all because y'all get me so upset being so weak. But just the fact that y'all had the audacity to sit in a black-owned restaurant and share this, I had to ask, like...
No, you didn't. You could have just kept your mouth shut and kept your hatred to yourself. You didn't have to say anything.
Well, what's wrong with you? Like, you couldn't find no black woman?
What's wrong with you harassing people when they're trying to eat in public?
What was it? What was it that made you that weak that you would get on your knees and bow to this less of a female that's lesser than a black woman in every way? Your mother was black, right?
Let me tell you what happened when I was in a similar situation. I say similar because I was out eating with my then girlfriend, now wife. And someone let it be known who was at our table that he didn't like the color of her skin. My wife is black. The other person is black. He didn't like me going out with her because her complexion was too dark for him. That's right. I believe this same type of person who would be harassing this mixed couple for being together would probably say something out of their mouth if they don't like the shade of black person that you're with, if they're too dark in their opinion, or if they're too light in their opinion. They don't meet their definition of black, so they're going to say something. Now, on one of the more popular YouTubers' channels, I'm not going to say who it is, but he implied that the young man who was eating with the white female was being a wimp, and he should have been more aggressive in his response. I guess punched the harasser out, something. Now, having been in a similar situation, I can tell you I handled it pretty much the same way this young man did. And I'll tell you why. On the inside, I wanted to punch the guy out. Or worse. And I just leave it at that. But there was a little voice in the back of my head that was saying, no, don't do it, don't do it. She's going to think that you're an idiot if you do this. Maybe she was sending me a telepathic signal. I doubt it. But my point is, you have to be careful how you handle situations like this. If you jump up and fight, thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to protect myself, odds are, especially if you are of color, you are more than likely going to jail. You're going to jail for beating up someone over words. They did not physically assault you. Now, if they make any threatening gesture, you may have more legal room to stand on. But at this point, no matter how unwelcome it is still just words. It's not a physical threat. It's harassing, but he didn't do anything to warrant stepping over to the physical realm, in my opinion. Even though, like I said, I understand your urge to knock somebody's teeth out. Also, and this is more of a dating advice thing, a woman of substance, a keeper, is going to think that you are stupid for fighting someone because they said something about the color of her skin. I'm going to say it again. A woman of substance, a keeper, a person who is wife material, she is going to think that you are stupid for fighting someone because they said something about the color of her skin. One more time. A woman who is worth a darn is going to think that her man is stupid if he beats somebody into a pulp because that person said something about the color of her skin. Because I also had the fear of maybe I'm going to look like less of a man in her eyes. But after the date, I asked her, I told her what I felt like doing. I'm not going to say exactly because it was not polite language. And she said, well, I'm glad you didn't do that because if you did, I'd have thought you were an idiot. I said, really? Yeah. He didn't do anything, so there's no need for you to protect me. And that's why she's married. Some of you guys are with women who, if anything happens, they want you to jump up and beat somebody to the ground. Especially you martial artists, please hear me. Please hear me. I know I like to talk about sometimes political issues and social issues, but my main focus is martial arts. Because martial artists, hear me. There are women out there. I haven't heard of it with men. I'm not going to say that there aren't any men who do this, but I do know that there are women who do this. There are women who want to date you because they want to see you fight. They think it's fun. They think it's entertaining. And let's just say it makes them feel good in a certain way. That's why they're with you. Because they know you are a martial artist and or they know you can fight. And since they know you can fight and they like violence, they are, let's say, excited by violence. They want to get you in a fight. They may even suggest situations or try to put you in a situation where you are going to have to fight someone. Okay? And let's be clear. I'm not saying that the young woman in this video did that because I don't know her. I have no idea. But we're going to suppose, just for the sake of argument, so if you're the guy in the video, don't email me, try to drive up to wherever you think I'm working and try to come at me and say, my girl, you said my girl. No, this is an example. Okay, I don't know if she is like this. This is for the sake of argument and to teach a point, okay? Good, we got that out the way. Let's say if she were that type, she could suggest eating in an environment like that, hoping that there's going to be a fight so she can see you in action. If she knew you were a martial artist or a boxer. Oh, another thing, now when people can actually fight, if they're really secure in themselves, because that guy, the young man who was eating with the young woman, to me, he looked like he knew some boxing or something. The way he moved, it seemed to me like he could throw some hands at the very least. So the guy walking up to him with the camera is clearly out of his mind. Because that guy, he didn't look the least bit scared. He was very calm. That's who you have to watch out for. These people that are extremely calm. In the face of a conflict, either they're really, really detached, or a lot of times it's, oh, this again? This is nothing. But what's he going to do? He's going to pull out a knife or something? I'll just knock it out of his hand and shove it in his ear. That type of thing. Not that I'm advocating that. But my point is, he's not being a wimp. He's not being passive. Okay? And fellow martial artists, you who are heterosexual males who date females, please hear me on this. If a woman wants you to fight everyone who insults her, she's not worth keeping. She just wants to see you fight. She's a violent person. You're probably going to end up getting into domestic fights with her. If she's mad that you handle a non-violent situation non-violently, I mean, there wasn't any threat of danger made there, okay? If she's mad because you handled it like a mature adult, If she says anything, and I mean anything, she gives you any look that there's something wrong with you, that you are less than a man, you ought to dump her immediately. Because she is violent, and she is going to bring you nothing but a lifetime of violence. God help you if you make children with her. Because then you are stuck with this violent woman in your life. Okay. So, this is another one where this is why I take martial arts. Good martial arts training, and actually really, if you go to a good church where they're actually working on you with your character and things, that really more so than martial arts training, but I don't want to get into that right now. Good emotional intelligence will teach you to handle situations like this nonviolently. And again, doesn't make you less of a man because you don't jump at everything. Really strong people are not offended by every slight. I'm going to give you a little metaphor and I'm going to close. How many people will get mad if a toddler hit them on the arm? You wouldn't, because it's just a toddler. It doesn't know better. Now you would feel threatened if Mike Tyson hit you on the arm. And you know why? Because you know you're stronger than a toddler. You feel threatened some kind of way because you know you're not as strong as Mike Tyson. So if you know there's no threat there, that's why you don't get upset. And that's why that young man in this video didn't get upset. Because I bet if he wanted to, he probably could have hit that guy 3 times before his body hit the ground. Now, I could be wrong about that, but he looked like, to me, like he could handle himself. And like he's no wimp. So, and if you'd like to learn how to, let me segue into my thing. You know what's coming. If you'd like to learn how to handle yourself, you know what to do. Peace.
Would you kick, punch, and throw? Cecil, do you taekwondo? Would you fight from on the floor? Cecil, do you taekwondo? Would you kick, punch, and throw? Cecil, do you taekwondo? Would you fight from on the floor? Cecil, do you taekwondo? Would you kick, punch, and throw? Cecil, do you taekwondo? Would you fight from on the floor? Cecil,